discuss one more concept on chemical reactions, that is the limitation of a chemical reaction. Now when we are discussing the limitation or the disadvantages of a chemical reaction, we must know what is a chemical reaction. So for example, if I have written the heating of calcium carbonate, that is CaCO3, it will give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Now we will discuss some of the limitation which we can see from such type of chemical reaction. So the first limitation is that we cannot understand how many molecules of each of the reactant and the product is obtained. That means there is no idea of the number of molecules. And when we don't have the number of molecules, we cannot find the ratio of the reactants and the ratio of the product. That is the first limitation. The second limitation is that there is no identification of the physical states. That means we cannot understand how many types of compound are in the solid state, or they are in the liquid state or the gaseous state. Solid, liquid and gaseous, or maybe aqueous. Because as you know, we always have to mention the solid state. It is in the solid, it is in the gaseous. Whenever there is evolution of gas, you have to always show with the upward arrow, and whenever there is a formation of precipitate, you have to show with the downward arrow. Now when in this type of chemical reaction, there is no such explanation of the various physical states, there is no mention about the evolution of gas, or there is nothing shown about the formation of precipitate. The next disadvantage is that it does not show the reaction is fast or a reaction is slow. That means the speed of the reaction has not been mentioned in such type of chemical reactions or chemical equations. The next disadvantage is that whenever they have not mentioned about the speed of the chemical reaction, so there is nothing mentioned about the temperature or any heat produced or any pressure under which, or any atmospheric pressure under which this chemical reaction has been taken place. So there is nothing mentioned about the surrounding atmosphere, nothing mentioned about the precipitation reaction, or there is any evolution of a pressure. Now when we are discussing such a chemical reaction, there is no balancing involved. That means these type of chemical reaction are the unbalanced chemical reaction. And such type of reaction are very important, because we can say important in the sense because they don't have any number of molecules. And we don't have the number of molecules, then we cannot find the number of atoms involved in that chemical reaction. These were some of the limitations of a chemical reaction. We should always try to avoid these limitations. We should always mention the physical states. We should always mention the molecules involved. That means we should always show the chemical reaction in a balanced form. Any unbalanced reaction is said to be a very complex reaction. You should always show the reaction in the balanced form. Suppose I have a reaction in which I have formation of water, like H2 plus O2, it will give water. Now in this type of chemical reaction, it is not balanced, because the number of molecules of hydrogen is 2 on both the sides, but the molecules of oxygen is not balanced. So now when I place such type of chemical reaction with introduction of 2 molecules of hydrogen and 1 molecule of oxygen, I will get 2 molecules of water. Such type of reaction is a balanced reaction. Now I have to mention the physical states also. Actually, this is in the gaseous state, this is also in the gaseous state, this is in the liquid state. So whenever you are given any question of limitation, you must show the example of one unbalanced and one balanced chemical reaction. This was the concept of the limitations of a chemical reaction.